Once upon a time, nestled beside a deep old forest, lay a tranquil village. In this village lived a girl beloved by all for her pure heart and radiant smile. Her grandmother, who loved her dearly, had sewn for her a beautiful cloak of red velvet, complete with a matching hood. The girl cherished this gift so much that she wore it everywhere she went, and so everyone came to call her Little Red Riding Hood. One fine morning, the girl's mother called to her and said, "My daughter, I've just heard that your grandmother is not feeling well. Please take this basket of cake and wine to her. Go straight to her house, do not stray from the path, and remember my words, you must not speak to strangers." "Yes, mother, I will remember," Little Red Riding Hood replied obediently, her heart filled with anticipation to see her grandmother. She skipped into the forest, where the golden sunlight pierced through the canopy, painting dancing streaks of light upon the path. The world, in her eyes, was beautiful and peaceful. As she was admiring the fluttering butterflies and listening to the cheerful birdsong, a wolf stepped out from a thicket of trees. Contrary to what one might imagine of a fierce beast, this wolf appeared quite composed. He spoke in a voice that was deceptively gentle. "Hello, lovely little girl. Where are you off to in such a hurry?" Little Red Riding Hood, having never met a wolf before, was unaware of its wicked nature. She answered innocently, "I am on my way to my grandmother's house. She is feeling unwell, so I am bringing her some cake and wine." A cunning glint flashed in the wolf's eyes. He feigned sympathy. "And where does your grandmother live?" "Her cottage is just at the end of this path, under the 3 large oak trees," the girl answered honestly. The wolf walked alongside her for a moment, then said, "Look around you. See how beautiful the flowers of the forest are. Why don't you pick a lovely bouquet for your grandmother? I'm sure it would make her very happy." This was the moment the wolf was waiting for. He dashed off, taking a shortcut he knew well, and in no time at all, arrived at the grandmother's cottage. He knocked on the door. "Who is it?" the grandmother's weak voice called out. "It is I, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf replied, mimicking the girl's sweet voice. "I have brought you cake and wine." "Just press the latch and come in, my dear," the grandmother said. "I am too weak to get up." The wolf pushed the door open, rushed to the bed, and locked the poor woman inside the wardrobe. Then he put on her nightgown and cap, got into her bed, and pulled the covers up to his chin. When Little Red Riding Hood had gathered a large bouquet, she remembered her task and hurried to her grandmother's house. She was surprised to find the door ajar. As she stepped inside, she felt an unexplainable strangeness, a sense of unease that crept into her heart. "Good morning, grandmother," she said loudly. There was no reply. She approached the bed and saw her grandmother covered tightly by the blanket, looking very strange. "Oh, grandmother," she said, "what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf replied, trying to imitate the grandmother's voice. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with, my love." "But grandmother, what big hands you have." "All the better to hug you with." "Oh my, and your mouth, why is it so big and frightening?" "All the better to eat you with." With those words, the wolf threw off the covers and pounced on the little girl. Little Red Riding Hood screamed in terror and began to run away. Just then, a woodsman was passing by the house. Seeing the door wide open and hearing the piercing scream, he grew suspicious and went in to investigate. He saw the horrifying scene and immediately understood everything. Without a moment's hesitation, the woodsman rushed in, tied up the wolf, and forced it to spit out Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. The wicked wolf then hastily fled the house and disappeared deep into the forest. All 3 of them were overjoyed. The grandmother and her granddaughter thanked the kind woodsman together. Then they all sat down. The grandmother sipped some wine to regain her strength, while the little girl ate the sweet cake her mother had prepared.